he woke up with numerous slaps on his face.
Ooh.
And an old lady saying, "Are you awake? Are you awake or not?" in Chinese. And we are
Definitely not live.
You trying to do the far voice, is it?
I am a bit jealous, to be fair. That's why we have the water down here, because I was planning to do the far voice and then clearly didn't do a very good job of it. Welcome to the show, everybody. Once again, it is not the 13th of the month.
Yeah, not the 13th.
Yeah, but it is October and it is Halloween season, which means more dead air this month. Normally we would have our usual episode and an extra one on the 31st, but thanks to a very generous sponsor, you're getting a bonus tonight.
This episode is brought to you by Tourist VPN. Not only is it free to use, but it is also one of the most affordable premium VPN services out there. It is equipped with the latest WireGuard protocol for enhanced security encryption and offers faster speed compared to older VPN protocols. The first 50 users to use the promo code HANTU50 can get a month's worth of Tourist VPN Premium for free. Protect yourself from cyber threats, spend less, get more, and stay safe with Tourist VPN today.
Alright, since they've been kind enough to make this episode happen, we thought it made sense to look at some internet horror stories. We're talking creepypastas, nightmarish Reddit threads, and unsolved online mysteries. Do you want the honor of doing the first one?
No, you do the first one. Cause
it feels like the first one is such a big name, right? I don't know whether I can do it justice, but,
okay,
but I will try.
I want to do the third one.
You want to do the third? Okay,
fair enough.
Fair enough. So if we are talking about scary stories, we have to start with probably the most famous of them all, Slender Man. So for those of you unfamiliar with Slender Man, he's a creature that is very tall, very thin, and wears a black suit. Not scary, okay, fair enough. But he also has tentacles for arms and no facial features. Now a bit more scary, right? He initially targeted children, but later on the mythology expanded to include him being able to influence others to do his bidding. The legend of Slender Man began in 2009 on the Something Awful forum, very aptly named. He was the brainchild of user Victor Surge. I don't think that's his real name. In a thread that called for users to create paranormal images with Photoshop, Victor posted 2 photos of children haunted by Slender Man. The photos were accompanied by a cryptic block of text that read, "We didn't want to go. We didn't want to kill them, but its persistent silence and outstretched arms horrified and comforted us at the same time." 1983, photographer unknown, presumed it. How am I acting good?
Not bad.
Not far right, but not bad. Other users soon joined in and helped to build up the mythology, and within 2 years, a character inspired by Slender Man would appear in Minecraft, which is clearly a sign that you've made it. A year after that, Slender Man would be the star of his own video game, and 2 years after that, he would be the central focus of a film. I never saw the film, but we'll talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
Not all of Slender Man's wider cultural influence has been creepy fun though. In 2014, 2 12-year-old girls in Wisconsin lured their friend, Peyton, into a wooded area and stabbed her 19 times, all to appease Slender Man. Thankfully, Peyton survived and her assailants were charged as adults. When she found out about the girls' motives, she said that she wasn't surprised. Speaking about one of her assailants, Peyton said that, quote, "She believed so hard in this thing that she would do anything for it," end quote.
Whatever happened to the girls? I mean, it's 2014. This is like 11 years ago.
I can't remember how, like, what the term was like.
They didn't like charge them.
They charged them as adults.
Oh,
they charged them as adults.
Attempted murder.
Attempted murder. That's why.
Oh,
yeah.
Let's find out.
Let's find out what happened to the girls. But yeah, like, I am not like, you know me. I don't go looking for creepypastas and stuff like that online. But even I know who Slender Man is, lah.
Well, who told you?
Like, I can't remember how I found out. Like, it's just out there. That's the thing. Like, Slender Man is so popular that even if you're not searching for creepypastas and anything, eventually you'll come across Slender Man. In fact, it was the other way around for me. I learned about creepypastas by finding out about Slenderman first. So I found out about Slenderman. I was like, hey, this is like, I'd never heard of this one. And I thought like, this looks a bit too new to be like an old kind of monster. Probably because the suit gave it away. The suit a bit stylish. And the version I saw didn't have the tentacle arms. It was just like a tall, creepy guy. And I thought that was just it. Like he was a tall, creepy guy that would just like stand in one corner and then like, okay, maybe not stare at you because he got no eyes but then just like lurk in one corner. Then only later on I saw the tentacles for arms thing. And it's after all of this, right, that I learned what a creepypasta was.
I saw the animated one first.
There's an animated one?
No, like somebody go and animate it. Like it's like, I forgot it felt like a short film. It was so long ago. Like you basically walk in the forest and suddenly you see like this guy like following you, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, then if you get caught, then the thing will attack, the tentacles will come out and attack you. I'm not sure if it was the game. I don't think it was the game. Then I saw the game. I was like that. But in between that, of course, I saw that that thing lah. The attempted murder because of this thing.
I will say when I first saw it, my first thought was, oh, so this one Angmo HANTU gala.
Well,
he's tall,
but it's fake lah.
It's fake lah.
It's fake lah. It's fake.
It's like,
So I briefly read up about it. Basically, one of the perpetrators, basically her mental health went worse lah. Then of course went into the psychiatric ward, and then now like in 2025, actually July, a judge actually signed off a conditional plan to release one of them from the psychiatric hospital where she spent the last 7 years. The details of the plan and release not stated yet. But the attempt is to put her in a group home because I think her mental health has deteriorated to that point whereby she cannot take care of herself.
Yeah.
So this is insane lah, I feel. And I want to link it to one of my favorite shows recently, The Rookie. The latest season, they actually did a version of that. The moment I saw, me and my wife were like, Slender Man. Basically, like, same two girls, they try to kill the friend, then they frame it as they were attacked by a random person. Then the investigator actually found out that the third girl who was like seriously hurt, right, was actually attacked by the other two girls who were also hurt. And then instead of Slender Man, of course, they had to change it to something else. They changed it to something very fitting, AI. Some demonic AI, which was quite creepy actually. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something like Skinny Man or what?
No. Then I wonder what the creator
I know, right?
thought of it.
Okay, here's the thing. Like I cannot remember the details of this previous case, but this is not even the first time like kids have committed like an assault of this level.
Oh yeah.
Because of something that they watch. I remember in the 80s, and I can't remember the details of it, but I remember in the 80s, like some kids assaulted their friend. I can't remember that they killed the friend because of Chucky.
Was it during the
Satanic Panic thing?
Yeah. Was it?
It was around the era.
The D&D thing lah.
It wasn't the D&D thing, but I think it was like in the same time period.
Oh.
And the whole Satanic Panic thing, like, I swear to God, we can do a whole episode about like, you know, kids being influenced by like horror and everything like that. But the whole Satanic Panic thing also, like that, a lot of that proved to be false. But this one was real, which I think
real as in like
the kid was actually assaulted by his friends because of Chucky, if I remember right.
No, and real as in like what I meant is like possessed by Chucky.
Oh no. Like they were inspired by Chucky. I think.
Oh, they watched the movie and then
they watched the movie and then they did it. Yeah. So like, I think that retroactively like made all the people who did the Satanic Panic were like, see, and everybody's like, completely different, but okay, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, like, so for the Slenderman thing, like,
so then
years later, it's still happening.
Dude, like I'm scrolling down. This is the first time I'm reading about the case. I'm scrolling down. There's like other cases.
Holy crap!
Of Slender Man, and then there's like a whole debate about the internet for children. That was 2014. You know.
Holy crap!
I don't think we have made much progress from this shit.
No.
Yeah, and apparently there was one that you know like unalive incident in. One of the Native American reservations, the Indian reservation, and this was not talked about as much as you know the main case lah. So my take is that sometimes when you use too much internet and you're on social media too much, it's very bad for your health. So please finish the video and then after that you go out for a walk. But if it's at night, then maybe go out and walk with someone else. Later you see the hantu.
I love how you said please finish the video first.
Yeah lah, we work so hard for the video.
That's why.
Yeah.
I think what you all should do is like, okay, however long this video, let's just say this video is about an hour and a half. You should have a dedicated 1.5 hours of internet time, which conveniently fits the length of this video.
Actually, right, speaking of internet time, thank you to our sponsor lah, but you remember the time, right, when we were growing up lah, like in the 80s and the 90s, right? We had like internet slot time. I don't know about you, but I had internet slot time.
I did.
I'll get whacked if I cross it's like land shop, bro. Like you go home, like 3 to 6 p.m. is my slot. 6 to 9 p.m. is my sister's slot. Yeah, usually I bully her lah, then I take away her slot lah. But yeah, you get the gist.
Yeah, I'm sure your sister gets the gist as well. For me, okay, I gotta age myself a bit more. My internet slot time is purely because last time we got dial-up internet.
I also had.
Okay lah, that's not so bad. People need to use the phone, what?
You see, the thing about like younger millennials, I'm saying younger millennials, right? We transitional era. So I transited from the dial-up for like, we used dial-up for 2 years. After that, you went to ADSL, which is your modern router lah. But I tell you the speed is shit, bro. 3 megabytes per second. You want to download Maple Story, download whatever, walao, you wait one whole day.
Don't say Maple Story. You want to download trailer on QuickTime last time was already difficult. Last time got no YouTube though.
Yeah, you have to download the file, right?
Yeah.
To watch it, and then you don't know if it's virus or not. Then you're like,
I love how we went from internet horror very quickly to our own horror with the internet.
Well, I mean, actually, slower internet maybe better. You know, like how when they say that when you're angry with someone, right, you write it down in a letter and then put it in the drawer. Like it's the same thing with dial-up internet. You want to scold someone, then it's like loading. It's like, you know what? I shouldn't do that. Delete. Maybe we should bring back dial-up internet so that maybe the world will be more chill.
It's like how people talk about like how a lot of people are going back to like analog formats, right? Like vinyl and cassette and CD and all that, right?
Yeah.
Right, go back to dial-up internet.
Wayne's gonna start something. I cannot imagine Wayne as one of those hippie, guru, inner work guys. But if he does, I think it would be quite interesting thing.
Don't get me wrong. I do like to limit my internet time.
Yeah.
But I'm not going back to dial-up internet. I remember what that was like.
Yeah. But I mean, going back to Slender Man, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I played Minecraft for a bit. Like, it was early Minecraft days. I think like 2017, 2018, that kind of period. And there was a monster that looked exactly like.
Yeah.
Actually, Minecraft is quite a terrifying game at night. Because the whole point is you need to end game and you need to fight this dragon from the underworld or something, right? I never got to there, obvious reasons. But at night, you have to build a base. At night, the zombies will attack you with skeletons. So then there's one creature that looked exactly like that.
Yes.
And then they had like the very calming Minecraft music. And then you were suddenly like, ooh, your character will get attacked. And you're like, what the fuck?
I think he's still there. Because if I'm not wrong, I saw my youngest nephew play Minecraft last year.
It's the long black, like a creature like a creature.
And the creature itself wasn't scary. What was scary was my nephew trying to explain to me Minecraft and me not understanding a word of what he was saying. But yeah, I think he's still part of the game.
Yeah. Yep.
So he's in fact, I almost feel like at this point in time that Slenderman in Minecraft is so much a part of the game. Like I don't think they'll even remove him also.
Yeah,
it's not a one-off thing.
I'm sure we will play this game sometime when we do get to the Dead Aim series, revive the Dead Aim series. I definitely want to play Slenderman with him because it's terrifying.
When did the Slenderman game?
A few years back, like maybe 2016, 2017. It was a while back already. Yeah.
Was it an indie game or?
Yeah, it was an indie game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember got toilet one the game. So it's like those 8-bit graphics, really shit on, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's in the forest and you run around. Then when you see him, I think you cannot face him. You have to run away. If you face him, then they will have the TV static and then you will die.
Is that part of the mythology where you cannot look Slenderman directly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it almost feels like at this, it's probably good that we started with Slenderman first because it almost feels like Slenderman's like a whole bunch of like horror tropes and stuff like that, all like crammed into one very skinny body.
Yeah.
because it's like the tentacles lah, the no face, you cannot look directly at him. So if you look directly at him, you die.
Yeah, apparently lah. Actually, a lot of the spirits and entities, when you look at them, then you die. Why you shy?
I think so.
It's like you spend so much effort, dressing up to have that outfit, and then you don't want people to look at you. Come on, like I think
maybe it's not shy. Maybe it's like the Japanese demon, the slit mouth one, where you
can look at her. You can look at her.
You can look at her, but if you look at her, then she'll start asking you all those questions.
It's a trick question.
Exactly.
It's a trick question.
So Slenderman is like entrapment like that lah.
Yeah, it's
like, hey,
entrapment.
I'm a hot demon.
Yeah, sounds so American.
He's like honey trap, man.
Honey trap. It's not admissible, Like honey trap and entrapment is not admissible. I mean, according to the police shows that I watch.
Okay lah, the police shows is one thing lah. I'm quite sure in demon court they don't really care.
I don't know lah. The Chinese got demon court. Like the Westerners got demon court, man.
I guess.
The 18 level of hell.
No lah, probably like 18 level of Minecraft already. Slenderman. Okay. We can't make this whole episode about Slenderman, so let's move on to
this one is scary. This one I read it when it came out.
Oh my god, I didn't. Okay,
yes.
So I did not read this one when it came out. I did research on this, and so we were looking for like obviously the title of this episode, the scariest internet stories. This one genuinely creepy. So it's a thread on the No Sleep subreddit called "My Dead Girlfriend Keeps Messaging Me" on Facebook.
Yep.
I've got the screenshots. I don't know what to do. And like my first thought when I saw this in like one of those lists on like scariest stories, I was like, that is such a clickbait title. So I dismissed it and I went to go read it. And when I started reading it, I could not stop. So the original post is from a guy named Nathan who shares screenshots of his chats with his girlfriend Emily, who supposedly died around a year before in a car crash. So it starts out with some kind of glitch. It starts out like some kind of glitch with Emily regurgitating her old messages or just repeating Nathan's. Nathan, of course, checks with Emily's mother, who, aside from him, is the only other person with access to Emily's account. So the mom says it isn't her, so he goes online to see what could be the cause. He changes Emily's account's password and reports the messages to Facebook. Which, if you've ever reported to anything to Facebook, probably doesn't do much good anyway lah. But he still keeps getting the messages. So soon this Emily starts tagging herself in photos. And this is the part that really creeps me out. She's tagging herself in photos in empty spaces next to Nathan. So she could be standing, like it's like if you look at me down here and then there's a space next to me, right? She could be standing next to him, but it's empty. Eventually she starts using a new word, freezing. So the thread itself ends with him hearing another notification, but not wanting to check it out. If you look at the thread's replies, he eventually does check out the message. And it's an image from Emily. A photo of his computer from outside his apartment. Walao, I literally can feel.
Do you see the photos?
I saw the photos.
I feel, okay. Sorry for your loss, if it's true, but I feel like it's fake, yeah.
No. Okay, look, I'm willing to bet money, and I apologize if it's wrong, if I'm wrong, but I'm willing to bet money that is 100% fake. But it's done so well, right? That it creeped me out. Like, and for me, the turning point is like, because the thread itself stops with him going like, oh, I hear another notification, but I don't want to check it out. And then at that point, you're like, sad lah.
Yeah.
It's like, whether or not it's a ghost, the ghost of Emily haunting him, right? It's like damn sad lah. Like you're being tortured by this memory. I don't know why I went to check out the replies. And then I saw the thread continue. I was like, oh, basket.
Yeah.
That's damn good lah.
Yeah, this was back when Twitter was still Twitter lah, right? This was a long time ago when it was Twitter. And I remembered I was a dweller in the horror space for Twitter where I was looking for stories like this. There were a lot of them. I think it was during the high time of BuzzFeed also. Then there was this guy who basically did the same style, but it's about this haunted doll in his New York apartment. And then here's how when I found out it was fake, I was so damn pissed because I was very invested. Because every week he will tweet. Yeah. Then after that I go and see, is fake, bro. You know why? Because some movie studio bought the rights to the story. and the guy worked as a writer for BuzzFeed.
Oh, bloody hell.
I did not realize that because I was just reading the threads, right? Yeah. But this story, like, it was, when I read it, I was like, oh my god, it really the handstand. And I was reading it at night. I was just reading it and I cannot sleep.
See, that's the thing. I made the mistake also because when I was doing research to this, I was like, internet scary story, how scary can it be?
Bro, you have no idea. Some of them, I'm not saying that they are full-blown writers, but the way they write
it's
damn good. It's like live reporting, you know.
Yeah.
Like they are live reporting the ghost experience.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, when I saw this, then plus the photo, and then the photo like quite shit one, you know.
Yeah.
Then you're like, there's a sense of realism when things are. There's this term that as filmmakers we use. The footage is homogenized, means that it looks very real life. It doesn't look like, you know, like it looks so clean. The shot is very sharp. That kind. No, it looks like everyday lah. Then you feel like there's a sense of realism to it. So I guess that's why, like, you know, found footage works.
Yeah.
I think that's the writing world.
I think so. Okay. I mean, now I look at it again, right? The photo itself, the last photo itself it's not as creepy to me after reading it the first time.
Yeah.
But the screenshots of Emily tagging herself, that's still creepy to me.
No, then he basically used the function like this was like super old school Facebook lah that you had. You had to pinpoint a stupid pixel on the photo, then you can put name. Like people were trolling people with that function. It was a good time lah that time.
It was a good time.
Yeah, then he put that freezing on one now. Yeah.
But that's the thing. You're right. It's the photos that really did it for me. It was the photos, and I think it's more the photos where she was tagging because those feel very, very natural. Like it feels like it is something from his Facebook profile.
Yeah.
And so I was like,
Did you find out whether if he's a writer?
I didn't find out whether it was a writer. I assume it is. Honestly, part of me didn't want to know the truth behind it. But because it's not as popular as Slender Man, like you don't have the background of the mythology on it and everything. So if I wanted to, yes, probably dig deeper can find out whether the guy is a writer. But it's so bloody good. I kind of don't want to know. I really kind of don't want to know. I like this. Is it real? Is it not? Part of my brain knows it's not real. But I was like, is it real? Is it not?
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the magic of these kind of stories lah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you all know if there's any of these stories, right? Please link it to us, like current 2025 ones.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I find them as much. On IG there are a few, but those are more like illustrated kind of stories. So yeah. Yeah,
I like this, and honestly, when we were discussing doing a topic about internet scary stories, right? I did not think I will find one that's this good. And when I would say one, I mean like this particular kind where it like blends reality and fiction. Like Slender Man, like they make it very clear from the start, this Victor Surge guy created Slender Man. So it's not like, ooh, is it real? Is it not real? If you dig just a little bit, you can find out the origins of Slender Man. Whereas this one, it very clearly like there's that whole like, oh, this is real, and then it keeps up the what's the term they use in wrestling? Kayfabe. It keeps up the belief that this is real.
Yeah. He managed to use a wrestling term for horror.
Hey. It's been what, 5 years?
Yeah.
I am amazed I haven't used wrestling terms in horror yet.
Yeah.
It's like, well done, man. Yeah, milestone. But yeah, they managed to keep up like the illusion that this is real. When Slender Man, like the illusion can break very quickly. So if y'all have particularly more of these stories, I really want to see, because to use like Facebook as a storytelling device is so bloody good. Yeah. This one I know you want to do, right?
Yeah, moving on. This one, I really got skin in the game because I experienced it.
Right? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Pokémon Green was a game that was only released in Japan in 1996. So one of his levels at Lavender Town was accompanied by a very piece of creepy music, which makes sense within the context of the game. Basically, Lavender Town is where Pokemon go to be buried. Then they had like a columbarium lah. So the stage actually involves a ghostly Pokemon haunting a tower. Now, why this thing is so creepy, right? Is because imagine you as a kid, 6 to 8 years old, you're dealing with death. You know, some of us don't even have pets yet, so you don't know the idea of death. To deal with death and with that creepy music as a kid playing Pokemon, which is supposed to be very lighthearted, very kid friendly, have that, right? That is like messed up. I remember playing it as a kid, right? Then I was super creeped out. I hated Lavender Town because the music's so creepy, but as a kid you don't know how to explain that. Then you're like, okay, you know what? I will try my best to skip that town, but that town was very important. You needed to do some things to progress. Continuing on, rumors started circulating online that the music track contains certain frequencies that make young children and teens ill, and even drove some of them to unalive themselves. So of course this was an urban legend, but one that found its root in a real-life incident where a 1997 episode of the Pokemon series that only aired in Japan had a scene with extreme flashes that gave hundreds of children's seizures. So dude, like this one, if you're a Pokemon fan, in fact if you're an anime fan, you would know.
Yeah.
This is a urban legend. And we briefly talked about it in one of our previous episodes for Dead Air.
Yeah. I remember the TV show and the seizures thing. Like that was common knowledge. Why? Okay, there's so many layers for me to.
Sure.
Why is there a whole stage of dead Pokemon? What the hell, man?
Okay, so basically the story is, right, it also it's also shown in the anime, but your character basically traveled to Lavender Town and you're fighting this organization called the Team Rocket. They're the bad guys. They're babies, basically poachers. They steal Pokemon.
Yeah.
So they were trying to steal this particular Pokemon. And then the mother of the Pokemon was like, no, you cannot steal my child. And then they killed the mother. Yeah. And then basically you want to go to the columbarium to go and fight them, but you keep getting kicked out by the ghosts. So you need so the ghost will appear, then you just literally see it's a ghost, like a ghost thing. Then you're like, you can't see it because you're a Pokemon trainer, you don't have the third eye. So you need to go and find this thing called the sleep scope. So basically it allows you to see the ghost, and then it is revealed that it's a Pokemon. It's just that it's a ghost. It's a Pokemon that is a ghost now. Now there are ghost Pokemon in the Pokemon world, but those are ghost Pokemon. But this one is a spirit. So it's very complicated. But at the end of the day, they are just trying to tell you that this is a very sad story lah. This Pokemon sacrificed for his child so that the Team Rocket cannot steal it, and you basically defeated them lah, and then you gave her peace lah. Then the creepy part is because you need to go up the columbarium. Then they actually have they hinted lah that a lot of because in Pokemon you fight the Pokemon trainers and it's thematic. Yeah. So in columbarium is people who are grieving lah. So trainers who are grieving that their pet died, or like mediums. So then when you talk to them, right, the text, right, is not like I challenge you. It's like grr, grr, grr. So it's hinting that the Pokemon actually possess all the trainers to fight. If you realize, even for the remakes of the Pokemon Green, Red, Blue, in the modern remakes, it's also kind of hinted that they are all possessed. So it's actually quite dark if you think about it.
It's incredibly dark. I did not realize that. Like, okay. Pokemon was just after my time. So in my head, Pokemon is Pokemon.
No, yeah. Bro, there's some really dark parts. Okay.
Holy crap.
And then there's a second layer. So, as a kid, you when you play the Game Boy, you're like, I want to play. And then your parents like, no, you go to sleep. So what do? You sneak out at night. You go to the living room drawer where they keep your Game Boy, and then you take it out and you play under the blankets. I regretted it so much because there was one point where I was playing like 10 p.m. 10 p.m. for us as kids is very late already. They were all asleep. Yeah. Then you hear the lavender music. Dun, 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 dun. Wow, then you like, and it's at night. And then you like, okay, so what do? Do I keep the Game Boy, switch off the Game Boy, and put it beside and get caught? Or I go out and put the Game Boy back in the living room to possibly kena a spanking. So,
which one's scarier for you?
which one's scarier, right? Spanking or the ghost? Yeah.
Okay, to be fair, I have to say. So I of course had to listen to the music.
Oh yeah.
It's damn very creepy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cannot believe that was in a children's game.
There was some theories that I read online that if you reverse the music, it's like Stairway to Heaven, no?
Yeah lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That goes back to the satanic panic thing. So apparently that kind of phenomenon just carries on with every generation.
So and there's the third layer. My late grandmother, she went through World War II.
Yes.
So she I mean, let's just say that she did not have a very good experience with the Japanese lah, right? Yeah. As a survivor of World War II. And but she loved me, so she bought me the game. And I could not stop playing the game, as with other kids, right? And then she started telling me, hey, I tell you, the Pokemon got black magic on. They put the Kong Tao. You all keep playing the stupid Game Boy, play, then never study. I used to think that there's a lot of horse shit lah. But then as you grow up and then I do horror content, then I was like, maybe there is some truth lah. There is some truth to it lah. I'm not saying that, they did that to kids. I'm saying that maybe there was some ritual done to ensure the success of the show. Like a lot of the conspiracy theory that we talk about.
Yeah.
The bridge one, right? All this, the dollar coin, all this. So I'm a bit more open to the idea, like, yeah. Even though, her personal feelings aside, I think that there is some truth because of all this weird shit that was going around. And right, my cousin had a Pokémon Green. I did not know how he brought it back to Singapore, but my cousin had a Pokémon Green and it was in Japanese.
Ooh.
Because Pokemon Green was the first one to come out.
Yeah.
Then they had to localize it. So they made it yellow, blue. It's basically the same game, just that they fixed some of the bugs and then they added the English language.
Okay.
So my cousin had that. So I heard that and I was like, this one.
Wait, what was yours? Was yours Pokemon Green?
Mine was blue.
Blue, okay.
Yeah. So different lah. Blue, I mean, it's just blue lah. It's just the color is blue lah.
Yeah lah.
Last time it's like you choose, you blue, then you blue lah. Then you red, then you red, you yellow, then you yellow lah. You don't get all. Yeah.
Just saying, if anybody from Nintendo wants to come onto our show and let us know officially that, there was no black magic in Pokemon Green, blue, red, or any color, please, you're always welcome onto our show.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings up a question I never thought about before. So when we do productions, there's always we have our we do the prayers and everything and all before that. You think video games they got
100%.
100%.
Like for example, right? This one is a known fact. We talk in Japanese context.
Yeah.
When they open factories, whatever they make, they will get a priest, a Shinto priest to go and bless, to make sure that everything is. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and there were some images online. It was quite funny. It's basically troll. It's kind of like troll, but at the same time, it's funny. So, the IT guys, they run server farms, right? Servers. Then sometimes things just break and you don't know how to explain it. And then you have to hire the priest to go and bless the server. Then imagine the huge ass server room and it just bless. Okay, please. So, I mean, when you're dealing with that kind of magnitude, I don't think it hurts to be a bit more inclusive in terms of spirituality lah.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised that maybe they did some prayers lah to like the Shinto gods or like whatever their religion is to ensure the success of the games ah. On a field that we are a bit more familiar with in the media space, right? When you capture weird things, the show will become successful.
Yeah.
That is a known thing.
To me it makes sense on set because we're physically there. But it also does make sense for you to do it for a game.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it's capturing images. Yeah, you're creating those images lah, but still, like, weird stuff can happen lah.
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes it could be like just a very well-timed bug lah.
Yeah,
like there was a Legend of Zelda. I heard basically there was a kid that really liked the game and then he died. And I think somehow, I don't know, this one is really out there. His soul got trapped inside the game. So there were some instances, right, you can actually see the spirit in the game. But The developers has actually denounced it, saying that it's a bug.
I mean,
so you see like a not Link lah, like one of the characters are like a bit like ethereal form like walking around.
if we tinfoil hat, of course they're gonna say it's a bug. Wait, which Legend of Zelda is this?
I don't know. I'm not a Zelda person.
Okay, so
but it's the old one. The Sega
okay.
one. The one with the big ass cartridge.
Right.
Yeah.
Huh.
You play?
I didn't play Legend of Zelda because I'm more of a Sonic the Hedgehog person myself. Nintendo now owns Sega, right? So Sonic the Hedgehog. But I know about Legend of Zelda and everything.
Yep.
I never heard of this one before. Like the spirit inside there.
Yeah. I'm honestly, I think it's very unlikely that you can actually put a spirit inside a game.
That sounds like a challenge.
I don't think it's a challenge. I think it is a challenge lah. Like show me
No.
Yeah. Like okay, what are the games that I'm playing right now? 7 Days to Die. Yeah, then you show me in 7 Days to Die. Or even Dota 2. Show me how the spirit goes inside the game. Because they are all, especially older games, they're all written. The code is written there. They burn it into the cartridge already.
Yeah.
It's already locked. You cannot write any more data. So how does that happen? It's only a bug, ma. Yeah. Whereas like modern games is higher possibility because it's updated through the cloud. So I don't know. Yeah. Let us know if you really think that, ghosts can go inside your game.
I am just saying right now, we just talked about resurrecting Dead Aim. So most likely we're going to be playing games, more modern games. Kyle is the one that challenged y'all to put a ghost inside the game, not me. Kyle. So when he's playing, you out on him, the one he's Tai Chi. I'm playing the games already. I already bet at video games. Don't scare me even more. Okay, I'm already going to be scared by how terrible I am at the game.
Yeah, I'll let you play the not so shack kind of game. There's one game that I want to see you playing. It's basically like you're a store clerk. You're a store clerk working in like a 7-Eleven or something. And your job is to find the skinwalkers. So there will be like, it's 8-bit graphics, so there will be like people coming in. Then for some reason you get to check their ID. Then if it doesn't match, then you can shoot them with a shotgun.
Oh.
And if you don't shoot them, then you will like lose money or something, or they'll kill you. Yeah. It's one of those like indie game which I like because it's such a like weird concept. Like I'm a skinwalker killer / catcher.
It's gonna be on the ID.
Yeah. What the hell your year is what? 1900? No. It's
okay, fair enough. But 1900, who got ID now then?
Got paper on.
Okay, fair enough. I am interested in that game. I also have said that I want to play was it Mortician's Assistant?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I know is apparently a very scary game.
Yep.
But I am very curious as to whether I will be slightly less scared by games than I am by movies and stories, like oral stories.
No, you have not experienced a horror game yet.
No, but that's why, because I've never experienced a horror game, so I'm very curious.
You're in the story, bro.
Exactly. So I'm like, I wonder whether like that will finally shatter my the veil over my eyes, like but yeah, Pokémon Green. The funny thing is, right, like the original version of the story of the animated series giving people epileptic seizures, that in and of itself is already scary enough. I just love that Lavender Town is so creepy that they're like, okay lah, like pile this on top of the original story itself.
Because they remade the game in 2019. For the new Switch.
Okay.
I think it's 2019. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they kept it in there. The music, but it's of course modern version.
Yeah.
But they kept everything. They're like, you're really no, we cannot cut this. This is part of our
integral part of the story.
It's part of our story. Let's just keep it in there. And they're like, okay.
I will say, just the idea of ghost Pokemon possessing their trainers. I laugh at the start, but the more we talk about it, it actually does quite cool. It actually sounds quite cool.
No, but then you see, it's a bit weird. So the ghost Pokemon go inside the trainer, then the trainer fight you, right? Then they have to unleash their own Pokemon. So the Pokemon is controlling another Pokemon.
So wait, so it's the Pokemon that Unleash is not the same Pokemon that's possessing
No. It's the owned by the trainer lah.
So is the
It's the Pokemon that's controlling the other Pokemons ah.
okay? Is the Pokemon that's unleashed alive?
Oh yeah, 100%. So when you fight right in Pokemon right, is they faint, they don't die.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have an entire stage.
Yeah.
With ghosts of Pokemon.
No, I really don't know. Like maybe they die of old age or car accident.
Excellent.
Who knows,
What,
right?
the ball crashed into another ball.
No, like the Pokemon walking they release from the ball, right? Then they walking, then the car bomb, then I don't know, or old age like just old lah. But I don't know if Pokemon can age that much But you get the idea.
I get the idea.
Because when you faint, right, then they absorb you back to the ball. So the ball is a safe space for you to sleep.
Yes.
Then you bring it back to the Pokemon Center, and then Nurse Joy will bring it back to health.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
So that's the ethos of Pokemon.
Yes.
But anything more than that, I think I really don't know. Like,
Okay, so we're gonna do 2 more internet-born monsters, okay? The Rake is a pale, hunched-over humanoid creature with either black or glowing orb eyes that has, according to its lore, appeared across the world, with the earliest account taken from a mariner's log in 1691. I was about to say mariner's blog, then I realized blog that 1691 don't have. Part of that lore is that all earlier recorded encounters have been removed from the internet for some reason, or as creepypasta.com puts it, during the summer of 2003, events in the northeastern United States involving a strange human-like creature sparked brief local media interest before an apparent blackout was enacted. Little or no information was left intact as most online and written accounts of the creature were mysteriously destroyed. The truth is that the Rake originated as a collaborative project on 4chan.
yeah.
4chan already quite scary, yeah.
4chan, if I'm not wrong, a lot of Japanese creepypasta also come from there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Because 4chan strikes me as that kind of place. This one, of all the creepypastas and all the internet stories we had so far, right, on one hand, like the mythology is like kind of ridiculous. Because it to me, and maybe I'm reading too much into it suddenly just veers into Men in Black territory. Like, oh, everybody suddenly forgot about this creature. But on the other side of it, like if you've seen photos of the Rake, it's really creepy looking.
It's like a human.
Yeah, it's like it's like if a human, and I think the movie what was it? Was it Rake or something like that? It's one of those
Rake is
Rake,
the zombie one.
It's not Rake. It's I'm blanking. It's the one where these women go cave diving and then they come across like a creature that's lived, like a human who is evolved. It might have been The Depth or something like that. Where it's this creature that's evolved in the dark. So it's got like pale skin, like hunched over, and then the eyes like they've evolved so it can see in the dark. Kind of thing. So the Rake reminds me of that. So the photo itself is damn creepy. But the mythology is like, suddenly got Men in Black one.
Yeah. No, dude, like, it reminds me, because I'm not very familiar with this thing.
Yeah, this one was kind of new to me as well.
No, it reminds me of this. We didn't get so far in Resident Evil 4 when we played it lah, but it reminds me of that exactly. It's damn creepy. I mean, of course, this is a bioweapon lah. Yeah, but
it's creepy.
Yeah,
it's damn creepy.
Yeah, and then the regenerator in Resident Evil 4, they actually make this sound because it's made out of corpse. Like,
okay, so it's called a regenerator, is it?
It's called a regenerator.
So like macam Frankenstein like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you can't kill it. It's very hard to kill. You have to find a way to attack the parasites in the body because it's a bioweapon to kill it. You will grow back limbs on. So that's why it's called a regenerator. But it's like they got that weird sound.
See, that's the way to make the Rake even scarier for me. Like to overcome the Men in Black mythology, right? If they can regrow limbs, right? You know why that makes it extra creepy for me?
Yeah.
Because lizards can do the same thing.
Now I'm looking at the wiki, right? It is theorized that the Rake could be a possible proxy of the Slender Man. Dude.
That's the thing, when I didn't want to include this, but when I was Googling, I was doing my research about this, right? Somebody called the Rake Slenderman's cousin.
Or how about Slenderman without clothes?
Naked man.
Yeah, but you see all the images is him without clothes.
No lah, but it's got facial features. It's got the eyes, the creepy eyes.
Yeah, but the Slenderman one is like more like maybe he wear the
the like what I've seen
the
people,
Moon Knight shit.
I've seen people wear like these facial masks because they're scared to get suntan.
Yeah,
So it's covering the whole
all those
face.
like the Obasan, you know,
You know
the
what?
auntie anyway.
So it's actually next time I see the auntie, I'm just gonna shout, Slenderman!
Oh my god, that's so rude.
But yeah, the Rake, I don't know lah. For me, it's
Yeah, it looks exactly like the Regenerator.
yeah,
Kind of like a Wendigo. But the Wendigo got horns, right? If I'm not
correct.
wrong.
The like the skull, I think it's got like the skull on the outside and everything. Like that. I don't know. I feel like this is Slenderman feels like a very internet-born kind of monster. Like,
Yeah.
yes, you can see where they get the idea from here and there, but it feels like its own thing. The Rake,
Slenderman can teleport.
what?
You can teleport. It is more like a demonic entity than a creature, like a cryptic.
Yeah,
The Rake feels like a cryptic.
Yeah.
Like it's a creature lah.
Yeah.
But Slenderman can teleport. And he can go into your dreams apparently also. That's how like, a lot of people
Right.
get haunted by it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And okay, so but like that's the thing. Like you see Slenderman and you see like all the now also got Freddy Krueger thrown inside there as well. If you can teleport into your dreams.
Yep.
But it still feels very much like its own thing. Whereas the Rake, it doesn't have enough to it that it feels different for me.
Yeah, it's
Like,
quite generic.
It's quite a generic, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not I mean,
We should have
no,
a
it's creepy, yeah, no, it's creepy.
you know how we have the Incredible scale for Tales from Incredible Tales?
Yeah.
We should have a version of that for Dead Air. Dead
No lah, let's not steal it. Let's not steal it.
It's out. Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
But honestly, right, just for this, right, on a scale of 1 to 10, right, in terms of creepiness, the Rake for me is like, it hits a 6. Like, it's creepy looking enough. And like, if you show me the Regenerator video, honestly, it does help a little bit because then it adds to the whole like, oh, you can't escape this kind of thing. But
Dude, I tell you, if there's like a whole bunch of Regenerators released in the world and they can infect, I tell you the world will end, bro. Because you cannot be killed. I mean, not with normal means lah.
I mean, look, if COVID has proven anything, zombie apocalypse, chances are within a few days we're all done. don't even need Regenerator. Zombie apocalypse so already. Just your basic zombie can already.
Basic zombie.
Yeah. Like at most 1 week we're all done.
Oh, I will Ron Swanson it. I will survive.
I believe we will have some pockets of humanity that are still surviving. You will probably be one of
I'm not the
pockets.
pocket. I'm what alone. I'm alone, bro.
You are
Get
correct.
off my lawn.
No, that's right. You are the pocket. You are the one pocket.
I'm the one pocket. I'll be like Bill in The Last of Us. That's me.
I like how you said get off my lawn. You don't even have a lawn, but I imagine you will create a lawn just
create
to
a lawn.
get
Get off my lawn.
I'm telling you, post-apocalypse, right? That's where Kyle already is successful man, but he will thrive in a post-apocalypse.
Yeah.
You're the most prepper person I know who does not fit the idea of what a prepper looks like.
You're saying like redneck, right?
I didn't want to say that.
Okay, what? I mean, redneck lah. Okay, what? What would Ron Swanson say? Survivalist.
Yes.
He's a survivalist.
Yeah. Survivalist sounds a bit more professional. I feel like you're a survivalist.
Yeah. But honestly speaking, being a survivalist in Singapore is hard.
That's right.
Because we got neighbors.
Where are you going to put your bunker?
Huh? No lah, the shelter lah.
Bomb shelter cannot lah.
Can lah, bro.
Bunker at least got toilet. What toilet you have in your bomb shelter got toilet?
Just find a hole, bro. Just find a hole. Yeah. Find some soil, put inside, then you just pee. You just have to bear with the smell. The world ended already, bro. There was one video that I watched about, what happens in the world normally when you watch this kind of videos, it's very clickbaity, it's just for the views. Then they have a list, right? But the author, right, he actually went into a detail that nobody had talked about, which is the smell. If the world ended, it would smell like shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Because there will be death everywhere.
And actual shit.
It will smell really, really bad. Like, so bad. To the point where it become normalized, bro. So that's something to think about. Yeah.
Pedro Pascal in Last of Us, not very attractive looking now when you think about him smelling like shit, right?
Bro, Yeah, like the makeup team did a really good job. Like he really looked like a homeless survivalist.
Still hot lah, but
Hot lah, but walao, rabak the smell.
And okay, you know what? I changed my mind. I assume that Pokemon would dominate the comments right now. Now I want to see how many comments we get for Pokemon versus how many comments we get from survivalists or preppers or whatever you want to call yourself.
I don't think there are much survivalists in Singapore.
Yeah, but we do reach an international audience.
Sorry to say, Singaporeans, we really rely on our government too much. Like,
okay.
Like when he's the fan, right? I'm not saying that our government is not efficient. We are efficient.
That might be the problem. We're too efficient.
Yeah, then you're like, how? Then you go in your RC and say, hey, how? The zombie come already, how?
Your MP zombie already.
Yeah, how?
I'm sure you've had this conversation with your friends before. Like, what will you do in the zombie apocalypse, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave my house. I have enough supplies to survive.
But eventually you'll run out, right?
Yeah. Then I will start rappelling down to my neighbor's house and ransack lah. If they are dead lah, or if the house is abandoned lah, then bo pian lah. Then you have to do what you have to survive. But I will not go to the obvious places. Shopping malls, police precincts, CC, supermarkets. Those will be ransacked to death.
Army camp.
Also ransacked. That's the most obvious choice. People say, oh, this one's safe. Then they go. You just need one person to sleep up and then everything goes to shit. Have you not seen the movies? It's always one bastard that never, gonna bite, but I hide. The best place to survive, in my opinion, in Singapore, in the event of a zombie apocalypse is Pulau Ubin. Not many people, lots of water. That's assuming if zombies don't swim. And honestly, let's be honest, the Pulau Ubin, not many people want to go these days. So you're left alone.
Also, if you need weapon, got a lot of durian you can use.
Yeah, exactly. Or some sharp sticks.
Yeah,
you can always make sharp sticks. Your bamboo pole also can whack people. Never see Jackie Chan perform for you, man.
Sorry, my house we use dryer.
Actually, bamboo pole is a really good weapon, you know.
My parents will be perfectly fine then. They got the long gala and then they got like the hook.
You got play with the gala before, no?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, then you hook and then
we're gonna have to move on, because clearly we're going on a tangent on here that's just ridiculous,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, the Rake, but that's the kind of conversation you inspire.
I don't know why the Rake led to survivalists and to gala
No, because the Rake is so generic a creature.
Don't insult the Rake anymore. He has feelings.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sure you are a nice, terrifying monster if I meet you in real life. But just in terms of mythology, you cannot compare to your cousin Slender Man.
Fair.
I'm sorry. So we're going to do one more monster. I don't know whether this one technically can be considered a monster. This story has 2 layers, and I personally find the second layer slightly creepier than the first. Okay? So I'm trying not to make the obvious joke, but I'm going to make it anyway just to get it out of my system.
Okay.
My name Jeff the Killer. Jeff the Killer has, like I said, 2 layers associated to his lore. So the first layer is that after killing his bullies, a kid named Jeffrey Woods is doused in alcohol and set on fire. So after he's sent to the hospital, he removes his bandages and he's driven insane, by seeing how disfigured he's become. And he gives himself, they call it the Glasgow smile. So your Joker kind of slash.
Why so serious?
Exactly, the why so serious slash. And then he removes his eyelids and kills his whole family. He then goes on to become a serial killer who sneaks into people's houses, and his MO is that before he kills you, he'll whisper, "Go to sleep," before killing you.
Damn.
Yeah, creepy, interesting story, creepy. Second layer is the one that I find slightly creepier. And bear in mind, this is one of those things where it's not real when you're reading it, but still. So the second layer of the lore it's about the origins of this infamous Jeff the Killer image. So the rumor started circulating that the image was a heavily edited version of a photo of a young woman who had taken her life after being ridiculed online. this was eventually debunked by the image's creator in a YouTube video. There was at least another photo that was supposedly the basis of the image, this time of a Japanese woman named Mariko, but this was disproven as well. Now, again, both of these have been disproven, but to me, the creepy part about this is this idea that, you know, something horrifying comes out of something even more horrifying. Like this poor woman was bullied. Again, she wasn't, thankfully, and you know, all of this has been disproven already. But this idea of you bully this person to the point where they take their life and then their image becomes something horrifying on top of that. To me, that's scarier than the first layer of Jeff the Killer, which is, you know, somebody else pointed out, it sounds like the scene from the Tim Burton Batman where Joker removes his bandages, then he's like, then he starts laughing to himself. So for me, Jeff the Killer, the actual Jeff the Killer mythology, not so exciting. The image around Jeff the Killer, way creepier.
Yep. Well, we'll flash it out and you will see.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen it before. It is creepy, but it's been debunked already.
It's been debunked, but it's still creepy though.
It's damn creepy. It's one of those like perfect images that just became a meme and then it became like notorious.
Yeah. It's, okay, you know the phrase, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
Yep.
I look at the image, right? Whatever mythology you put on it, right, cannot compare to what the image makes you feel.
Yeah.
So the image itself, and like, okay, fine, like, you know, he's a killer and all that, but the image and knowing that the idea is the image was taken from the photo of somebody who took their own life, that to me is far darker than the serial killer aspect of it.
Yeah, like you know, the saying is like when you look at a photo of deceased, you're channeling the spirit.
Yes.
So is that scary? But do you channel it with his heavily Photoshop? Yeah, this is like pre-May 2. It's like, it's almost like the image is made with like paint or Corel Draw.
Yeah.
It's like really shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a crappily edited, no offense to the person who edited the image, but you know, you're confined by the technology of your time, and it's by modern standards quite crappy looking.
Yeah. But
it's still bloody creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's what makes it iconic. Like I previously mentioned about the first story, right?
Yeah.
You make it look so low res, low fi. It feels real.
Yes.
Right? It feels out of the field. There's something about like the 90s to the early 2000s era kind of image, right? I guess that's why like there's this whole new craze of people buying digicams for a ridiculous buttload of money. Like those were like now they're supposed to cost like $50, but now people, because of the resurgence, they want the 2000s aesthetics. So they pay like $300-400 for like a shitty old digicam just for that image. I can understand why. In fact, I would even imagine like an entire horror series, like a photo series shot on that.
Yeah.
You know, those like empty towns, like creepy urban exploration. Then you kind of see like something at the back. So I can understand why there's a romance and horror aspect to it. I mean, we need to talk to more people, like psychologists. Like, why? Is it because you grew up in that time, or is it because we've been programmed to look at older things with a bit more fear?
I honestly feel like, it's what you said, it's because it's imperfect, it feels more real.
So is it an age thing? Like is it old?
But it's not like a nostalgia kind of thing. It's not like we look at it and go like, oh, I remember that time was like the prime of horror or anything. It's not that. It's, even if you show it to, okay I'm not going to speak on behalf of Gen Z and Gen Alpha, but like, I imagine if you show them this photo, it's like how you and I will react to, say, a physical photograph like developed on film, and it's designed to look like a physical photograph, but then in the background you've got like some creepy kid staring at you. It's gonna be creepier also because it feels more real because it's imperfect in that sense.
Yeah, 100%. I think that is that's the romance part. I think is the romance part. Like, yeah. If I were to show you two images, one of Kaka in super high res and one of Kaka in like you shot on your Nokia phone.
Yeah.
Which one would you believe?
Because I that's the thing. I feel like it almost feels like this idea that, if you show, okay, let's say we use the Kaka example. If you show a high-res image of Kaka, let's say a specialist looks at it and they're like, no, this is definitely not Photoshop. This is not a costume. This is not makeup. This is clearly something real. It almost kind of, like, it takes away a very important part of the horror of it, which is you cannot know whether it's real or not. Because if the moment you prove it's real, suddenly it's something that you like, oh, okay, if it's real, then confirm can defeat one. Like, we got all this backlog of information on how to defeat Kaka. The nail.
What if it's fake news? What if it's Kaka who spread it? Like give you fake information. It's like, aha, I'm
you know what?
Immortal.
If it is Kaka who not only has this whole mythology around her, but also found the time to spread fake news, right? We deserve to die.
Yeah, well.
We deserve to die. That's the amount of work she put in, right? Respect.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some cypher level shit.
Exactly. And, if I'm going to go out like that, right? Because I was like, oh, Neil will work. And then she's like, don't be ridiculous. I spread the rumor. I was like, damn, that's good. Then, damn that.
Was there any horror film recently that the entity is like, you've been watching too much drama.
I sure confirm got on.
Right, then they laugh at the protagonist. Then they're like, oh shit.
Confirm got
Bye.
on. Confirm got. You go back even as far as I think like 80s, 90s, like that. I confirm there was at least one movie where they were like, psh, like you have the vampire like, crucifix, come on.
Oh, actually, yeah, I remember. I think it was I think it was Mr. Vampire. Yeah, it was Mr. Vampire, but basically it's like the clash of the Eastern and Western religion.
Correct.
So like a new priest move in town, then he's promoting Christian, and then you have this Taoist master. Then suddenly all my followers go there. Then vampires actually appeared. But then there's also two kinds of vampires. And then the Taoist master, there was a scene there, a Taoist master, he was like trying to fight the vampire with his Eastern methods. So there's this technique where he used the net drowned in black dog's blood, specifically virgin black dog's blood. Apparently spirits are scared of that. Chinese spirits lah. So a Chinese vampire will be afraid, but the vampire that he was fighting is a Western one, and then it actually empowered him. And then the priest was like, don't do that, you will make him even stronger. And it make him stronger.
Okay lah.
Yeah. I mean, the movie was really ridiculous because the Western vampire can switch. He can switch to Eastern because like the priest was using the cross, and then he switched to the jumping vampire. But you can see obviously Angmo vampire jumping, and then when they want to attack him with the coin thing, then he changed to Western. And then the combination was like, you know what? Let's combine our forces. Then they put the cross with the coin sword, and then it became a lightsaber. And then they started cutting down the vampires.
Cultural appropriation. Terrible thing.
Yeah.
Terrible thing. Worse still when you get vampires involved.
But that was one of the examples. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
But yeah, see, because now we've strayed so far away from Jeff the Killer at this point in time. And to me, that shows like, because this all started because of the image and not so much Jeff himself. So similar to the Rake, I think Jeff is 6.55. I think it doesn't help also that when you think of serial killers with like them fancy method of killing, right? It's always American.
Yeah, true.
You got your Michael Myers lah, your Jason lah, and all that. This feels very American.
No, true crime is their national pastime. Bro. Yeah, true crime is their national pastime. Yeah. I get it. If I was an American, I would probably have this fascination over it. Because imagine, right? We're not talking about like if you live in New York or LA, like in the big cities. We're talking about like if you live as an American, you live in like those towns, small towns, that your house, your neighbor is probably like few kilometers. Like
isolation.
Yeah, the isolation. So obviously you will feel scared. Obviously you will be like, okay. And then there's the idea of like, okay, this used to be, is part of the reservation. It used to be sacred land, near burial ground. So even more. So I will understand why you go that far lah. And then of course you scared of people. People these days are a bit not there lah. So then they start killing people. So you add on to that. There's a saying, right? Like when women listen to true crime, they're not listening to true crime. They're listening to preventative science. If I don't prepare myself for this knowledge, that could be me, which is very true, right? So I can understand that. Yeah.
I love, by the way, how my wife would not watch any episodes of Ghost Maps or Dead Air because she's scared. But
yeah,
if you log into her YouTube account, right, it's almost entirely like true crime.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's also like the the saying, the emotional privilege.
Yeah.
If you grew up seeing gore, you probably cannot watch gore.
Yeah.
But if you grew up not seeing anything like gorish, I think you probably have the appetite to do that. Yeah. Okay, I think the last one, right? Don't worry, guys, we've got ghost stories for you. For sure, 100%. But the last one, right? I think is something that I really like. This creepypasta thing is something that I really like, and I think it's a fitting end. So the Smiling Man, right, is about a story of a guy who will go out for late night walks around the park. Like everyday guys are.
Yeah.
So as a night owl, right, he had done this for many, many years without nothing happening to him. But then one night, right, while he's walking back to his apartment, he sees this very tall, what's with tall
I don't know.
cryptics?
Tall,
lanky man in an old suit, dancing, walks by himself. So let me show you. He dances like that. Like damn creepy. And then he had like the leather shoes, so you can hear the like kakak, kakak. And he's like kakak, kakak. Okay. The man's eyes, right, were wide open and he has a huge grin. But he's not looking at him, he's just smiling and looking at like the sky. So he's like, okay, this guy a bit weird, so I'm gonna cross the street. So he's like one of those like cul-de-sacs, so he crossed the street. Eventually, right, he realized that the Smiling Man was dancing towards him, like kakak, kakak, and kind of like tiptoeing, a little bit like the cartoon character lah, like Pink Panther, like, you know. Then when he confronted him, he's like, what the fuck, man? Like, why are you following me? And then he just turned and danced towards that direction. But as he was far enough, right, he turned back, the guy started running towards him.
Oof.
He eventually lost the Smiling Man lah. And then he lived in the city for another 6 months and he went out at night and never ever saw him again. Well, the reason why I liked it so much because they actually adapted it into a short film. I'll link it down below if I can find it. It was really good. It's so good. It's one of those horror that can be done in 3 minutes. But it's so good. The ending was different. The ending was like he ran and then he called up to him, the face straight in the screen, and then it just ended.
Yeah.
Basically, he died lah.
Yeah.
So, I like it because it doesn't necessarily have to be the cryptic.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be an entity. It could be just a deranged person that wanted to attack you in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I've met my fair share of deranged people lah.
I've met, like, okay, this is not necessarily a ghost story. The closest I've come to something like this was back in the year 1999. So more than 20 years ago. I was visiting a friend in Texas, and it's not like the yeehaw part of Texas. We're talking about like Austin, Texas now. Yeah? So it's a college town, okay? And from what my friend told me, I don't know like whether he was lying to me or not lah. But that 1 month that I was in Austin, there was a serial killer around. When I entered Austin, apparently the serial killer came. When I left Austin, the serial killer also left. So I was like, straight away people look at me like, is there something you're not telling me? But there was one particular night, my friend, his girlfriend and I were driving through the suburbs of Austin. I can't remember which suburb lah. And the suburbs in the States, right? Like you have the houses and everything, and the street lights are quite far apart from each other. So you got these pools of light, but then the rest of it is quite dark. Driving, and nothing seemed out of the ordinary until at one point we drove past one street light and there was a guy just standing under the street light. So the light was shining on him and he was just standing on there. And the whole time he doesn't do anything, But as we're driving by, right, he just stares at us the whole time. Face doesn't change, no smile, nothing. He just follows us with his eyes as we drive by. And there's nobody else out on the street. It's like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Everybody's in their homes. We don't see anybody else and we just drive by. The moment we drive by the fella, I just turn to my friend and go, faster, drive out, get out here. And then we drive out there. So that's the closest I got to a Smiling Man instance, where this creepy guy is just glaring at us. And thank God we were in a car.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the you can't tell whether he's a supernatural or whether he's just a scary person, right? That creeps me out.
I think the scary person will be creepier.
Yeah.
Because you imagine, right? Late at night, you're alone and you're bathed in darkness.
Yeah.
There's no light.
Yeah.
And you're just standing there. It's weird, no?
And it doesn't help that he's got for me, it's like the smile.
Yeah. The smiling mind, right?
Yeah. It's the smile that gets to me. Yeah.
No, because you would imagine, oh, you're so skinny. I doubt you can do some real damage. You know, it's like if he was a buff dude.
Yeah.
Then he was like looking very conspicuous, like for example, wearing a hoodie.
Yeah.
Then you'll be like, okay, this guy is scary. He look like he do real damage. But then what in the hell, this guy, well-dressed guy, tall dude, down there dancing. Maybe the dancing is weird lah. The dancing is weird.
See, that's the thing. For me, okay, if you see a big dude in like a hoodie or whatever it is, right? For me, that is less scary because on one hand, you're thinking to yourself, oh, okay, maybe I'm just having a stereotype. This guy look dodgy or what? You know, I'm playing up stereotypes in my head. Maybe that I'm the screwed up one in this situation. I'm the one who's like thinking, oh, this guy dangerous. You see a guy in a suit smiling and then dancing like that, right? There's no ambiguity here about who is the more dangerous one.
You're a bit too nice, in my opinion. My stance, right? I don't care what the fuck you wear. In the middle of the night, you're just there, right? I'll be on guard. I don't care how you look, what you dress. I'll be on guard. No. I just know whether you can do more damage or not.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you where like, you know, if there's somebody lurking around in the middle of the night, right, whatever you're wearing, right, it's creepier.
Yeah.
But the difference is, right, like, you know, hoodie and everything, maybe you're just a weirdo.
Yeah.
If you're smiling and dancing, right, chances are you're gonna kill me.
100%. 100%. Yeah. So, but I that's why survivalist. You until you have earned my trust, I will be one arm saying, I don't care, bro. I don't care. You can be a woman for all I care. I will still be on guard to you. What you want to do? Why you so late? Then you want to be near me? I say, you siam lah. Yeah. Normally in Singapore that works. I said,
the ultimate way to repel like serial killer is siam. Generally speaking, creepy people at night. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna ask each other like scary stories that we heard online. But out of the ones that we had so far, so what, 6 scary stories? Which one's the creepiest one for you?
Or Lavender Town, 100%. Because there's the whole growing up with that aspect, and there's still the sense of mystery, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if you ever get Nintendo on, I don't think we will. But if we ever get, I would love that answer, and I don't think they will also answer us, to be honest. And I'm okay with that. I just think that the idea of having children witness death within the Pokemon game is really macabre, and they just went with it. You can get away with a lot of shit when you're a game publisher in the 90s. Yeah, I think now a bit harder.
Yeah, that's it for me. I think, you know, having children experience death through media is one thing. Like, that's always the case. For me, it's just that it's Pokemon. My idea of Pokemon, after reading this, right, completely shattered. For me, the creepiest one is my girlfriend is dead, but she's still messaging me.
Yeah, of course.
That one is just, and it's not, like, it's a scary story, but I think I just love the way it's told. It's the one story here that feels to me like more than any of the rest, it could still be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like the Pokemon one has certain elements of that as well.
Yeah. I mean, two can be true, ma.
Yeah.
There can be two truths to it. Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone through like popular internet scary stories. But what's some scary stories that you've read online?
Yeah, actually this one, I read it so long ago. I think it was during COVID lockdown. So I went through like the whole Reddit. I was bored, so I read a lot of whole ghost stories. This one was actually from one of our listeners. Actually, I don't think they started listening to Ghost Maps during, because I remember the username, Sidewalk Slam. Sidewalk Slam used to stay in a haunted executive HDB at the Mang Gardens. It belonged to his aunt or her aunt, and left it empty for 5 years while she worked abroad. So they use it as a interim flat, as the flat owner was not in Singapore. And they were already moving, because they were delayed in their moving for their old flat. So this flat had to, be used . And this flat is very, very big. For our non-Singaporean listeners, an executive apartment is usually much larger apartment than the usual HDB . We're talking about like maybe 1,500 square feet to 2,000 square feet. And this flat is so big, and it faces the Pandan Reservoir, which is a reservoir in the western part of Singapore. And this area is generally quieter area. So when the author stepped in, right, they felt an instant chill and tickling feeling on their spine, like the sensation of someone watching them. But they thought they were too sensitive, because it was a new familiar place, because the rooms were so big, and then the mom and 3 siblings, including themselves . So there were a few rooms and a large storeroom furnished with a mirror, rocking chair, and like some hanging light bulbs that were left empty, which was left behind by the aunts and possibly the previous owners that they didn't bother to clear. So now one of the rooms, right, had like a floor to ceiling bookshelves. And one day when the writer's mom was actually cleaning the storeroom, she felt very, very odd, as if there was someone there . So when she was mopping the area near the mirror, right, she suddenly looked up to see the light bulb falling. Like just out of nowhere, pop! And she caught it with her hands, and then let the mop handle drop. Now, why is it weird? Because if you have bulbs, like the E27 kind of bulbs, you need to screw one.
Yeah.
So how the hell someone go and unscrew and then just wait for it to drop? No, because you screw, there's threads. So the HANTU unscrew the E27 bulbs. Then, right, the writer's belongings started going missing. At first, all of them thought that, it was the wind, and it was like some weird pieces of their stuff that, like, the clothes are like tee, girl shorts, and white Velcro sandals that went missing. Also, she's a she. Her mom actually started securing the clothes with raffias and tape. Wow, that's quite extreme, raffia and tape. While she hung them up again. This was, I presume, 90s and 80s period. So people actually hang their clothes outside. Like nowadays, we just put it inside, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, right, her sibling stuff never go missing, but her stuff always go missing, even with the raffia tape and stuff. Then one night, her older sis boyfriend actually stayed over. They didn't tell him anything weird cause of the sounds and all these supposedly hauntings, because they all rationalize it. So they didn't think too much about it. So the mom made him sleep in the room with the bookshelves. See, bastards, yeah. So around 3 a.m., he woke up with numerous slaps on his face.
Ooh.
And an old lady saying, "Are you awake? Are you awake or not?" In Chinese, 你起来了没有? 你起来了没有? So bewildered, right? He thought that it was, for some reason, the OP who was playing a prank on him, as she always does. But when he opened his eyes, right, and he saw no one. And then he thought it was a dream, and then he went back to sleep.
Wait, so he heard the old lady?
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe because the OP maybe pranked him so many times, like, that he was like, okay, you bastard, you always prank me, right? Yeah. So around the same time, right, she was actually, the OP is always frightened about taking showers in that place. She don't understand why, but the crippling fear is that she will always insist the mom and the sis sit in the toilet with her while she bathes. Okay, I laugh because I did that before when I was a kid. Okay, I was also scared of ghosts last time. So she witnessed the rocking chair in the storeroom moving slightly.
Yeah.
But they will always think that it was the breeze lah. Bro, come on lah. The breeze blow, the thing can shake. Come on lah. The rocking chair very heavy eh. It must be like a big wind. I doubt it's the wind lah. But anyway, her dad finally came back from overseas deployment and stayed at the house for the very, very first time. So he has always been able to sense these kind of things his whole life. So he sensed that there was a haunting. But he didn't say anything to the kids, except for the mom. So the mom knew. So one weekend, right, when the mom brought the kids over to an aunt's place to stay, right, to play with the cousins, then when the dad tried to enter the house, somehow the key didn't work. So she remembered him trying to call the mom at the aunt's place. Then this was before handphones. So they called the house and asked, hey, the key don't work eh. So this one I can attest to it. Sometimes when things don't work, right, especially when you got a temper, right, you get angry and angrier. So he got angry, he got frustrated, the key cannot work. Then he started to scold the ghost. He said, hey, fuck lah, let me go in the house. Hey, you don't, it's not my house, you know. You don't bastard, open the door. So he keep demanding the ghost, let him. Then I think he realized that at one point, he's like, hey, I think the ghosts are not scared of me. Like, don't want to let me in, that means don't want to let me in. Then he bo pay, take out a talisman inside the wallet and then he slam on the door. And then ultimately, it opened. So, as you can imagine, right, the writer says, after these 3 months were over, only 3 months,
wow.
They were so bloody glad to move. And it was only then the parents like, okay lah, the place is sibei haunted lah. And ironically, she's saying that this actually increased her passion for anything ghost related.
Okay.
Catalyst lah, yeah.
Can I just say, the one thing I took from that story, right, after everything, right, like I might have taken something else from the story, but the father slamming the talisman on the gate, right, then the gate open, right, precursor to those locks, right, that I use thumbprint on.
Spiritual thumbprint.
Spiritual thumbprint, talisman.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's the same area, but we actually do get a lot of stories from Tembang Gardens. Hauntings specifically from Tembang Gardens. I think it's torn down already. That EA. I've been to 2 of them, not inside when it was abandoned. One is the T-shaped ones. I don't know that one is EA or not. It's very weird because the leaf, right? They are facing each other. They're in the middle of the estate, right?
Right.
You go up, you go this way, then that's the block. It's not in the block itself, it's in the middle. We went, right, when it was abandoned and the lift was still working.
Wow.
It was barely working, like the door. Then there was another one that's closer to a whole bunch of coffee shops that is a standalone block. But it was a kind of weird kind of point block in the sense that it's only 2 units.
On each floor?
On each floor. So you go up, right, the lift, you come out, right, then it's 2 units only. So we were there photographing the place. Unfortunately, I don't have the image anymore because, you know, I was still starting out. So the image was not great. So, but those experience I have experienced firsthand, and that place is definitely creepy. And of course, then we got the infamous Taman Jurong, the diamond shape, all in the area lah.
I mean, it would make sense if this was in the area. What?
Yeah. Tembang Garden, very near the Pandan Reservoir lah. Yeah. So I don't know what's about that place that made it so keras.
Does it have? Do you think it has something to do with the fact that people come and go in the place?
I think it's okay. It could be previous owner because in the story she did mention that the aunt was not the first owner.
Yeah,
the aunt bought from another guy.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe it was left over, or it could be the case of like because the aunt never stay ma.
Yeah.
So the house empty, too empty. So the ghost like, woo, move in lah. In fact, when recent there was this person who shared in the comments for Tales from Incredible Tales, they were saying that actually, right, depending on your beliefs, sometimes they say that 3 days is all it takes.
Correct. For
the ghost to go in to the house. So I don't know lah. And then we had our own benchmarks, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's like what? half a year, 3 months.
I can't remember what my benchmark was.
Yeah.
I will say a lot faster than going through HDB.
Why you attack HDB?
No, I'm not attacking HDB. I understand that they have all the forms and all the procedures there, right? It is arguably a lengthy process. But for Ghost, it's like, no need to sign 1. 3 days can move in already.
They don't follow the rules of space and time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe for all we know, in the ghostly world, 3 days is like, the same as like applying for BTO.
Yeah. But I honestly think that the area that there must be some we need to dig up more but there must be some history behind the area. If not, cannot be right. There's so many stories from that area. And from what I know there is no major tragedy there. So
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, okay. No major tragedy or no major incident that we know of.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to pick on Yishun.
Yeah.
But I really am not trying to pick on you. I am one of the few people who thinks to myself that Yishun has a bad reputation just because a couple of weird things happen. But
not a couple, bro.
Fine. More than a couple of weird things happen. But that in my head is like, maybe that's just dumb luck. But it could be a case of some places like we don't know, like you said, we don't know what happened prior to all of this. Whether it's the previous owner or whether it's just the area itself. We don't know what people have done in the area. And it doesn't have to be a major tragedy that occurred. For all we know, somebody put like a curse on a particular area or something like that. And then these kind of things happen.
Yeah.
I'm less curious in terms of the historical and more curious about like the stories that people might have about stuff like this.
If you all got any stories from Tembang Gardens, right, the areas particular, you share in the comments, let us know. Because I'm curious, like, I mean, Yishun is Yishun, right? It's not saying that Yishun is bad or anything. It's just that because of the name, right? Even the ghosts want to go there also. I feel like Buruk Reservoir, same thing, right? Even the ghosts also want to go there. So, but why Tembang Gardens? So that is the question mark that I have.
That's the question mark. I'll go one step further. If you have older stories about Tembang Gardens, all the better. Then at least the older the stories, the more we can get a sense of the history of that place.
I mean, historically wise, I understand that it is a industrial area where I think JTC actually built quite a bit of the flats for the factory workers because it's very near the industrial area.
Right.
This was during the industrial boom of Singapore. So like in the 60s, 70s, then they started moving families that encouraging that, hey, you all go there. Then we here's some of the amenities that we built for you, including the diamond block . So what happened? So that's that. And then it is, I'm not saying it's very near, but the Jurong Tower, the tower, that one also famously known to be haunted, right?
Yeah.
So what's happening?
What's happening, Jurong? What's happening? Okay, so my story is much shorter. That's why I think Carl went first. So my story is much shorter, and it is not Singapore specific. In fact, it's not any area specific. I remember that this was the creepiest story I read online. And it's a very, very short story. Very short story. A kid is calling out for his father. The kid's in bed. Okay? And kids when they sleep in bed, got ghosts, got monster and all that. So he calls out to his dad. And dad comes in and is like, what do you want, boy? It's called the boy, like, I don't know.
Boy,
Boy, what do you want? He's like, Daddy, got monster under my bed lah. Then the father just laughs because like, oh, okay lah, standard lah. Kids always, they say got monster in the bed, got monster in the cupboard lah, got one dark corner already, also got monster. And the kid's like 5, 6 years old like that. So naturally you're like, okay lah. So clearly this might be more of a Angmo country because the dad humors the kid. As opposed to Asian country, it's like, you don't talk nonsense like you go to sleep. So the dad is like, I tell you what, I'll look under your bed, right? Confirm got no monster. I'll tell you got no monster. I'll even look under your bed and confirm got monster. So the dad looks under the bed. And the dad looks under the bed and he sees the kid. And the kid under the bed goes, Daddy, is the monster still up there?
Yep.
And then it just ends down there.
Yep.
That to me, right, is the creepiest thing. Okay, if we don't count in all the submissions that we've gotten and comments that we've gotten, right? Like just randomly out in the internet, like Slender Man kind of thing.
Yeah.
That is the creepiest story I've ever read on the internet.
Yeah. It's pretty good for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personal preference. For me, I read this story also.
Yeah.
Stories involving children don't scare me.
See, that's where you and I differ. Stories involving children do scare me.
I know. It doesn't scare me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. But the one that I saw is with illustration.
Yeah.
I think it was on. It's on Twitter also. It was on the one of those. The horror threads. Then I saw it. I was like, wow, this is terrifying because they draw it out. I mean, if I read it, I don't think it's terrifying, but we draw it out. And I think there was a panel where you can see both of the kids or something. And it was like, and then people expanded upon it like into an animation or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it's one of those like really well written, like a horror story in like 5 sentences, that kind of thing, right? Yeah.
I like because it's short. There was another one I had, and I know that this one didn't originate on the internet. It's from a short story, but it grew in popularity on the internet. It's really one of those like 2-line one. What was it? The last man on earth sat in his living room. Suddenly he heard a knock at the door. For me, that's the creepiest thing. Not the creepiest.
It's the sentence. The sentence. There's a Twitter account, right? It's back in the days.
Yeah. Back in the day, they had the what was it? 6-word short story.
Yeah, 6 words horror stories, something like that. Yeah, I remember. Oh, it was really good. Yeah.
I missed that. That back when Twitter was all about 6-word short stories. That was like, great.
When I read that, I also read that. When I read that, it's like, it could be the aliens, bro. Open the door. The aliens like, yes,
we're here to help.
Finally.
You see it as a horror story, but actually, right, the aliens are like, hey, come on, man.
What if it was a cow? Like a legit cow, like a big ass cow was like trying to, hey, I smell a human, like lock the door. What's up, bro?
For me, that's a horror story because I got gout. What? Can I have steak?
No, maybe the cow want to be friend, bro. Or, hear me out. The guy was like on shrooms or something.
Okay, shrooms less scary. Yeah. Cow is still scariest for me because, okay, if you want to be friend, fine, that rules out gout.
Yeah.
But also then I have the mental image of the cow every morning, right? It's like, hey, you want some milk? I'm like, awkward, bro. Can you not do that in front of me? No?
Later, after the recording, I will tell you about what I found out about coconuts. It's damn disgusting. I will still drink it, but it's damn disgusting. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very curious already. Yeah. Okay, so those are my 2 scary stories that I found on the internet.
Yeah.
Very common ones.
I think the fitting end is the bonus one that I'm about to bring you guys. This is my favorite cryptic from Japan.
Oh,
favorite. Okay, this is by Flying Arty. Hachishakusama is a Japanese urban legend about a tall woman who adopts children. She is 8 feet tall, wears a long dress like Kaka, but there's one distinct difference. She makes this sound. Po, 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 like 5 times. So the story starts where I'm going to read in first person. My grandparents lived in Japan. Every summer, my parents would take me there on holiday to visit them. So they lived in a small village and they had like a big backyard. So I loved playing there when I was a kid. And during summer, when we arrived, my grandparents would always welcome me with open arms, as I was their only grandchild. So they spoiled me. The last time I saw them was the summer when I was 8 years old. As usual, my parents booked a flight to Japan and we drove from the airport to my grandparents' house. They were very happy to see me, and my parents went ahead to have some me time for themselves. So for a few days, they took a trip to another part of Japan, leaving me in the care of my grandpa and my grandma. So one day when I was hanging out in the backyard, my grandparents were inside the house. It was a hot summer's day and I lay down on the grass to rest. So I was like just chilling, looking at the clouds and enjoyed the feeling of the suns, of the rays and the gentle breeze. Summer in Japan is amazing. It's quite nice. Just as I was about to get up, that's when I heard it. Oh, 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 oh. I did not know where it came from and it was very hard to figure out where it was coming from. But it sounded almost like someone was making the noise for themselves. So I would imagine there's a fence around that building and it is probably a more rural part of Japan. So got forest.
Yeah.
And then they did it again. Oh, oh, oh. So when you hear this, it sounds like a man, like very deep masculine man that's making the sound. So as a kid, you're very, very curious. So I started looking around, searching for the source of the noise. And then I suddenly noticed something on top of the tall hedges within the enclosed backyard. So you kind of see like a straw hat, just a little bit, just the tip of the straw hat. And it wasn't resting on the hedge, it was behind it. And that's when I realized that it came from there. So it made another sound. Oh, 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 oh. Then the head started to move. But the hedge has like gaps. So I could actually see there's actually a tall woman behind it. And she was wearing stilts or some kind of high heel shoes. Then a split second later, she walked off. And then the strange noise disappeared with her, fading into the distance. So obviously when you see that as a kid, you're like, this is not normal. And I'm scared. So I ran into the house. My grandparents were drinking tea. And I told them exactly what I saw. And adults, you don't really listen into, young kids when they're blabbering. It could be their imagination, right? Until I told them there was a loud masculine sound. Oh, 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 oh. As soon as I said that, everybody froze. My grandma's eyes grew wide and she covered her mouth. And then my grandpa's face became super serious and he grabbed me by the arm. He says, this is very important. You must tell us exactly how tall was she. And I explained, as tall as the garden's hedge. I can see the tip of the straw hat. As I replied, getting scared, my grandfather bombarded me with questions. Where was she standing? When did this happen? What did you do? Did she see you? I tried my best to answer all the questions as I could, but he suddenly ran out to the hallway and made a phone call. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I looked at my grandma and she was trembling in fear. Grandfather came back into the room and spoke to my grandmother and said that I've got to go out for a while. You stay here with the child. Do not take your eyes off with him for any seconds. And then I was scared, obviously, so I asked him, what's going on? I cried and he looked at me with a sad expression in his eyes. He said, you've been lied by Hachishakusama. With that, he left, got in his truck and drove off. And I turned to my grandmother and asked, who's Hachishakusama? She said, don't worry. Even though her voice was shaking, Grandpa will do something. There's no need for you to worry. So they sat nervously in the kitchen, waiting for grandfather to come back. And then she explained what was actually happening. She told me there was this dangerous thing that was haunting the area, and they call it the Hachishakusama because of its height. In Japanese, Hachishakusama means 8 feet tall. And it takes an appearance of an extremely tall woman, and it makes the sound of like, oh, oh, oh. It appears slightly different depending on who sees it. Some say it looks like a haggard old woman in a kimono, or others say that it looks like a girl in a white funeral shroud. Oh, that makes it creepy. But one thing that never changes though is the height and the sound it makes. A long time ago, it was captured by monks, and they managed to confine it in a ruined building on the outskirts of the village. They trapped it in 4 small religious statues called jizos, and then they place it in north, south, east, west of the ruins, and it was supposed to keep it down and not allow it to move, but somehow it had escaped. And then the last time it appeared, it was 15 years ago. And then my grandmother said that whoever saw 8 feet tall was destined to die within a few days. To me as a kid, it sounded so crazy. I wasn't sure what to believe. But then Grandpa came back. He brought an old woman with him, and she introduced herself as K-san and handed me a small piece of parchment saying, here, take this and hold it. I'm presuming that is a talisman. Then she and Grandpa went upstairs to do something, and I was left alone in the kitchen with my grandmother again. I needed to use the toilet, and my grandmother followed me to the bathroom and wouldn't let me shut the door. And this was when everything hit me. I realized the weight of this, and I was starting to get very, very frightened by this. So after a while, Grandpa and Kei-san took me upstairs and brought me into my room. The windows were covered with a lot of newspapers and had a lot of ancient runes written all over them, talismans. There were small bowls of swords in all four corners of the room, and a small Buddha figure placed in the center of the room on top of a wooden box. There was a bright blue bucket. I asked, what was this bucket for? Grandpa replied, it's for your pee and poo. Kei-san sat me down on the bed and said, soon, the sun will be setting, but you must listen carefully. You have to stay in this room until tomorrow morning. You must not come out under any circumstances until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Your grandma and your grandfather will not talk to you or call you for any reason until then. Remember, do not leave this room for any reason. I will let your parents know what is going on. Kei-san spoke in such a grave manner that all I would do is quietly nod, and then Grandpa told me, you have to follow Kei-san's instruction to the letter, no matter what, and never let go of the parchment, the talisman that she gave you. If anything's happened, pray to Buddha and make sure you lock this door when we leave. They walked out onto the hallway, and after saying goodbye to them, I closed the bedroom door and locked it. I turned on the TV and tried to watch it, but I was so nervous I felt sick to the stomach. Grandma had left some snacks and rice for me, but I really couldn't eat them. I felt like I was in a prison and I was super depressed and scared. So I tried to sleep. I lay down on the bed and waited. Before I knew it, I slept. But then, at around 1 a.m., I woke up and I realized that there was a sound that was tapping on the window. It was a tapping sound like... I felt the blood drain from my face and my heart skipped a beat. I was desperately trying to calm myself down and telling me that it was just the wind, it was the branch of the trees. So I turned up the volume of the TV to drown out the tapping noise. Eventually, it stopped. So I had a bit of relief. Then I also heard that my grandpa called me. Are you okay in there? He asked, if you are scared, you don't have to stay in there alone anymore. I can come in and keep company. I rushed to open the door, but then I realized something and I stopped in my track. I had goosebumps all over my body and it sounded like Grandpa's voice, but somehow deep down I knew it wasn't. It was something different. As I froze, Grandpa asked, what are you doing? You can open the door now, it's okay. I glanced to the left and felt a chill go down my spine because the salt in the bowls was slowly turning black. I backed away from the doors. My whole body was trembling in fear. I fell to the knees in front of the Buddha statue and clutched the piece of talisman tightly, and I was desperately praying to Buddha for help. Please save me from Hachishakusama. I cried, and then I heard it outside the door. Po, 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 po. And then the tapping on the window started again. I was so scared I crouched there in front of the statue, half crying and half praying throughout the night, and I felt that it would never end. But eventually, it was morning. The salt in all four bowls were pitch black, and I checked my watch. It was 7:30 a.m. I cautiously opened the door. Grandma and Kei-san was standing outside waiting for me. When she saw my face, Grandma burst into tears and she hugged me and said that I'm so glad that you're still alive. I went downstairs and was surprised to see my father and mother sitting in the kitchen. Grandpa came in and said, hurry up, we have to get going. We went to the front door and there was a large black van waiting in the driveway. Several men from the village were standing around it and pointing to me and whispering, that's the boy. The van was a 9-seater and they put me in the middle. Surrounded by 8 men, Kei-san was in the driver's seat. The man on the left looked down at me and said, you've got quite a bit of trouble, young one. I know you're probably worried, but keep your head down and your eyes shut. We can't see it, but you can. But don't open your eyes until you have been safely out of here. Everyone was ready in our little convoy and started moving. We were going fairly slowly, around 20 kilometers per hour or something. After a while, Kei-san says, this is where it's going to get hard, and started muttering a prayer under her breath. That was when I heard the voice. Oh, 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 oh. And I clutched the talisman Kei-san had given me tightly. I kept my head down, but I peeked outside. I saw a white dress fluttering in the breeze. It was moving along with the van. It was Hachishakusama. She was outside the window, but she was keeping pace with us. Then, suddenly she bent down and peered into the van. No, I guessed. The man beside me shouted, "Close your eyes." I immediately shut my eyes as hard as I could and tightened my grip on the talisman. Then the tapping began. The voice became louder. Oh, oh, oh. There was tapping on the windows all around us. All of the men in the van were startled and on edge, muttering nervously to themselves. They couldn't see 8 feet tall, but they couldn't hear her voice. But all they could hear were her tapping on the windows. Kei-san started praying louder and louder until she was almost shouting. The tension inside the van was unbearable. After a while, the tapping stopped and the voice disappeared. Kei-san looked back at us and said, I think we are safe now. All of the men around me breathed a sigh of relief. The van pulled over to the side of the road and the men got out. They transferred me to my dad's car and my mother held me close and tears were running down her cheeks as Grandpa and my father bowed to the men and they went on their way. Kei-san came to the window and asked me to show her the talisman that she had given me. When I opened my hand, I saw that it had completely went black. And she said, I think you'll be okay for now, but just to be sure, hold on to this for a while. She gave me a new piece of talisman. After that, we drove straight to the airport and Grandpa saw us safely on the plane. When we took off, my parents breathed a sigh of relief. My father told me he heard about 8 feet tall before. Years ago, his friend had been liked by her. The boy disappeared and has never been seen again. My father said that there were other people who had been liked by her and lived to tell the tale. However, they all had to leave Japan and settle down in foreign countries. They were never able to go back to their homeland, as she always chose children as their victims. They say that it's because children are dependent on their parents and family members. This makes them easier to deceive whenever she poses as their relatives. He said that the men in the van were all blood relatives of mine, and that's why they've been sitting around me, and why my father and Grandpa had been driving in front and in back. It was all done to try to confuse Hachishakusama. It took a while to contact everyone and get them together, so that's why I had to be confined in the room for all night. And he told me that the little Jinzo statues that were meant to keep her trapped had been broken, and that's how she escaped. This gave me chills, but I was so glad that we were finally home. Now, all of this happened 10 years ago, and I haven't seen my grandparents since then. I haven't been able to do much to set foot in Japan, but I will call them every few weeks and talk to them on the phones. Over the years, I tried to convince myself that it was just an urban legend, but everything that happened was just some elaborate prank. But sometimes I'm not so sure. My grandfather died 2 years ago when he was sick, but he wouldn't allow me to visit him and he left strict instructions in his will that I wasn't to attend his funerals. It was all very sad. My grandmother called me a few days ago. She said that she had been diagnosed with cancer and she missed me terribly and wanted to see me one last time before she died. And I asked, "Are you sure, Grandma? Is it safe?" "It's been 10 years, she said. "All that happened a long time ago. It's all forgotten. You're grown up now. I'm sure there won't be any problem." I replied, But what about Hachishakusama?" For a moment, there was a deep silence on the other side. Then I heard a deep masculine voice saying, "Oh, oh, oh." Yeah, I've always wanted to read this story. Yes, one of my favorite cryptids. It's so creepy. Yeah.
I have to say, okay lah, maybe it's because it's dramatic reading, but it sounds like it could be, this sounds like it honestly could be a movie.
Yeah. No, when I heard it, okay, when I first heard it was from Kawabana. She's one of my favorite horror creators on the internet. She does a lot of Japanese stories. She translates them from 4chan into English, and then I have some of her books also. So she narrated it. I'm sure she did a better job than me, but it was so terrifying because of the po.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, lao. I will never forget that. Yeah. You know how I found it? I don't even remember the name. So you know how I found the story? Immediately when you asked me, hey, you got internet ghost stories, right? I knew of this. I was like, what's the name? Then I just searched
Po.
Japanese ghost with po. Then boom, come out straight. Yeah.
It's kind of creepy. I think the creepiness is added on by the fact that because they say she targets children, right?
Yep.
But then also if she doesn't get a child, she'll wait
Yeah.
because then it's not just children, what? Then it's like children, and then if you escape, right, cannot come back on. Because you come back, she'll get you immediately.
Yeah. So you have to leave. You have to leave lah. So you can't get her because it's bound by the location. Yeah. So
I wonder whether like I'd be curious to go and look and see where Kawabania got this story from. Because I feel like this is the kind of story that Japanese folks who immigrate out of Japan, right?
yeah.
This is the kind of story they would have come up with.
Yeah. No, it's definitely fake lah.
It's fake, but like I'm
it's not a real story.
Yeah, I'm curious like who were the people who came out with the story? Like were people who immigrated out of Japan and then like I don't know, this one armchair psychology lah. But because like they cannot go visit Japan again, like for whatever reasons, economic reasons or whatever lah, then they come up with a story for why they cannot visit Japan again lah. Obviously it's still a story lah, but like it's almost like them doing therapy for themselves with a ghost story. It's very because it's very interesting. To me, the most interesting part is the last part where you have to leave Japan. You have to go to a foreign country and you cannot come back.
Yeah. I don't know about the therapy part lah, but I think it is definitely someone who has been to Japan, who likes the culture obviously because of the nuances that's given to the story. It here says that it actually came from 2chan in 2008.
What's 2chan?
2chan is like the Japanese version of 4chan lah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there were different numerical chans.
Yeah. So it came from there. So and then it spread. Then obviously someone took a lot of pains to go and translate it and put it on Reddit. No sleep. So yeah, now it has its own. It's like the other cryptics. It has its own creepypasta or its own Wikipedia, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's genuinely terrifying because you can't see it. It's just like you're cursed. You're done.
Don't say can't see. Even like it's the hearing the po part. Like being able to see is one thing lah, because they say like it appears differently to everybody, but it's always 8 feet tall, right?
You don't have a fighting chance,
Yeah.
Because as a kid you don't know how to fight back, and okay, for example, like we compare to maybe Sadako or something. You have a fighting chance because you can get people to help to see it. But in this instance, right, the adult can't see it. Yeah. They can only hear. They can't even hear the po. They can only hear the
tapping.
Yeah, the tapping. So how do you fight something that you cannot see? So it's very hard lah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. When you said Sadako can fight, right? My first thought wasn't the Ring. It was a scary movie.
Yeah.
The scene where the girl fighting
Sadako. They whack. Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing about it's scary is the part where she impersonates the grandfather. And she was like, come on, let me in. I'll join you down there. I was like, wow, basket you.
It had everything, It had like the scary features of an entity.
Yeah.
Right? That's one.
The hat lah. The hat is like...
Yeah, the straw hat, right? Because there was funeral lah. Then it had like I think the creepy feature is the po. Like for Kak is like the laughter, like ha ha. But this one is po. Then the third one, it is able to actually become someone that you love.
Yeah.
That's the scary part. It can mimic.
What does po mean?
No, there's no meaning.
There's no meaning.
Yeah, there's no meaning.
It's just a sound lah.
Just a sound.
Oh.
Yeah, there's no meaning. Yeah.
That's
Do you think it's creepy?
It's creepy.
Is it up there for you?
It's up there for me. Also, I feel like it's got a slight advantage lah, where it connects to. It reminds me of the Kum Kum lady.
Oh yeah.
So she goes Kum Kum, right? Po. So there's that whole mixed
but kum, there's
a meaning behind it.
There's a meaning because
there's
you cannot say salam alaikum, right?
Yeah. No, that's fine. But it's just the sound that the old lady or the lady will make.
Yeah.
And that's when you know that she's coming. It's like that's a confident ghost. When they know that they're gonna get you, right, so they'll let you know that they're coming.
Yeah. The po. Wow, Neama. The old imagine like imagine in the alternate reality the OP doesn't get out of the place because there's a typhoon coming to Japan. Wow, it sounds like a movie right there.
Honestly, right.
The flight got cancelled.
Honestly, right. That's creepier. But the creepier version, I still like this version because at the end the grandmother, gets the grandmother, or it pretends to be the grandmother.
It pretends to be the grandmother. Yeah, it pretends to be the grandmother.
And it's like, I like that because it's vague enough where you can't tell whether it's because the grandmother might actually be dying.
Yep.
But also at the same time, like, is it sounds like weird things here. Is it gonna tumpang the phone call that the grandmother is making? Like,
no lah, I doubt so. Because he did mention that the story actually they got talk over every week. So I would imagine the spirit just there waiting lah.
Yeah.
So for some reason maybe the spirit will not attack the adults but specifically wants the kid Maybe there's some rules that he has to follow
Yeah lah.
Yeah, it's horrifying Like I remember, actually I will put this akin to Jeepers Creepers. You know the demon.
Yeah.
So once you've been liked, you're done, bro. You're done.
I don't know. I feel like this is creepier than Jeepers Creepers.
No, I mean, yeah, of course.
But I get what you mean. It's the you cannot mark already.
Yeah, it's like specifically you, bro.
Yeah,
you're done. Like recently I watched Final Destination Bloodlines.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's actually quite good
Yeah.
Because the idea, you watched it also, right?
Yeah.
The idea of death.
Yeah.
That is silent. You'll be marked. You're marked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like just cleaning up.
No choice You're gonna kena no matter what
Yeah. I mean, I kind of wish that maybe the writer meant it this way but I kind of wish that there was a law behind it. Like, why would you get marked?
Yeah.
What was the reason why you get marked?
Exactly, because it's like, and it's more than just it only attacks children. Because it's not just I attack children, it's I attack specific children, and then you right, you come back right, I still gonna attack you. It doesn't matter how old you are.
Yep.
So you have been marked. It's not just children. It is anybody who you cannot mark as a child.
Yeah.
But you are still a person who cannot mark.
It's an embodiment. Actually, it's kind of like the Jeepers Creepers. In fact, like literal embodiment of death. Like Final Destination. This is like an embodiment of death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very curious as to whether anybody is expanded on the law of it. Because it's such interesting. It's okay lah. It's very like it feels like such a classic kind of creature law.
Oh, but it's damn long, yeah. I think it was a good 20.
I was scrolling through, it's like, he can tahan not.
A good 20 minutes. Wow. Yeah, it's good.
It's very good.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you read through the whole thing, because this is the kind of story where you want to summarize so you lose a lot of it.
I kind of want to get like the collector to do it, because I think he would, plus do it in the style of Ghost Maps, because I think it will be like, wow, it'll be quite fun.
I mean,
give me an idea.
We do have a Patreon page.
Direct adaptation.
Yeah, we do have a Patreon page where I think, bonus features like this could go on.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe.
Yeah. But let us know which story is your favorite. The Tembang Gardens, Hachishakusama, and what's yours?
The Kid Under the Bed.
The Kid Under the Bed.
Yeah.
And one more.
That one was that's not really an internet ghost story lah.
Yeah.
It just grew popular on the internet lah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
I have to say, I'm not gonna try to Hachishakusama.
Yeah,
Hachishakusama.
Yeah, Hachishakusama. Yeah.
That's got my vote.
I'm telling you, man, like Japan, right? Because it's very there are many parts of it that's still very rural or abandoned. So you can find nooks of creepy stories there.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about it. Like, I would imagine that in fact Americans will tell you ghost stories before the Japanese.
Correct.
I don't know why. yeah, I guess that's just a fact. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it can't be because Japan doesn't embrace its supernatural culture, because it clearly does. So I don't know.
It's a good point to end on the spooky season episode where we end with Hachishakusama. But if you like us to, discover more of Japanese entities, let us know.
Yeah.
I think there is a lot. Lot.
Yeah, if you have more of these types of stories where they are mythology created on the internet, shadows as well, we might do another episode where we explore even more of these stories as well.
Yeah. So, and remember, just because they're stories, it doesn't mean they are not true. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye. If you want to stay up to date on HANTU or listen to our other podcasts like Ghost Maps, subscribe now and follow us on social media. Look for We Are HANTU or click the links in the description. You can also be one of our supporters on Patreon. Dead Air is a HANTU production, hosted by Kyle Ong and Wayne Ray, with album art by Jolene Lim, and recorded on Audio Technica mics.